Okay, hi. Good afternoon. Lovely to see all of you here. And to see people who are here representing romance, weddings is absolutely fantastic. I come from the land which discovered the Kama Sutra. So you very well understand that nobody knows this better than Indians. In terms of what we are doing, I really feel that just to give you a little bit of a brief introduction of who I am and what I do, the reason I'm here is not the two designations that were up on the slide. I have multiple businesses that deal with advertising, digital, media, but I also started a big event agency a few years ago, and that has led to me being today the president of the Indian Event and Entertainment Management Association. The Indian event scenario is so big that frankly, it would take you possibly a couple of years to explore the entire opportunity if you just started going across and seeing what's going on. This is just going to be a little bit of an eye-opener, I hope, for you all to have a look and see what we have on offer. I'm just trying to see whether the slides are moving. Yeah. So quickly just telling you about a few facts on the global wedding industry and then of course India, which is the focus area for what I'm saying. The global wedding industry is 160.5 billion in 2020, but if you look on the other side, it's going to become 414 billion. That is the size that is expected to be at 2030. So if you're in this business, well, this is the perfect time to be in this business. People are going to continue getting married. What do you think are the slices in the circle here? Can any of you take a guess? What are these slices in the slide? There would be some numbers. Anybody at all? Cake? Well, the kind of cake that you like to have. Because this is actually the size of the wedding industry in terms of if you were to look at the overall size. This is the GDP of Azerbaijan, Georgia, and Armenia, and that's the wedding industry. 3 countries, the entire domestic produce of those countries, and on the other side, the wedding industry. So the wedding industry is that big. But as the destination wedding business increases, you will see the numbers shift to almost going 15 times their original numbers. The size is going to grow by 13 to 15x over the next 10 years. Some reasons, of course, which you all would clearly know. I'll send a copy of this presentation to any of you. By the way, there's also a handbook on destination weddings that we have made, which my friend Vijay Bukadia, who's come from India, has actually got a copy of. We'd be very happy to share that and all the details we have for you all. But in what you have seen on screen, and I think I've lost my slides for some reason again, but the largest Indian wedding that took place was $150 million. This was a wedding that has taken place 3 years ago. And the total number, an average number of weddings that are taking place in India, these are some of the biggest ones that happen. And in the center is the one that I was talking about. That's $150 million in its size. If you look at the others, there is a luxury segment of Indian weddings that is all over $1 million each. There are at least 1,000 Indian weddings a year that are over $1 million each. And if you are looking to expand into the India market, there is no better time than now because this is an industry that is looking to travel. I actually did a survey and spoke to a whole bunch of people in India who, these are of course more details on the weddings and the things that they did. I know we are tight for time, so I'm going to move on from these. But the kind of things that have been done, from castles to villas to hiring entire cities to getting special airport permissions where an entire side of an airport is closed down, where city routes are closed, because this is what these people expect in the ultra-luxury segment. They are not looking for people to just service them. They are looking for extremely high-end human touch service. And in India, that is something which is readily available. You must understand we're a cheap labor market, and therefore, at a wedding, somebody in the morning was saying that, rooms in weddings are going from 10 to 20 rooms. Rahul Gomes, who's a friend of ours and who's sitting here, who does some of the biggest events from India, said that's the number of rooms that our recce teams take. That's just the event team coming to recce what's going to happen. An average Indian wedding has got 7 events within it. Not just one wedding, not just one reception. There are at least 7 events that take place. And you can imagine each of these is an event. Large family events that take place, weddings that take place, have at least 3 event companies because they cannot be handled by a single agency. They require that level of handling. And of course, why are they rising and what's going to happen? Here are some important things for you all to look at. I've taken some of India's biggest wedding planners and asked them 5 questions. And please, if you want, I'll happily send this across to you. Pandemic restrictions have increased the appetite for Indians to travel abroad. Are you tapping into that market? Rising temperatures. India is getting very hot. The average temperature up north today is approximately 44 degrees Celsius. It's frying. Nobody wants to be out there, especially not the bride with all the makeup that she's got. They're looking for cooler climates to go to. Sell your cold climate. It's something that Indians truly enjoy. Flexibility. An international wedding gives people the flexibility of now having, and on an average about 200 to 400 guests is what you will end up seeing and all of these weddings. And they're now becoming giant family holidays. The big fat Indian wedding is also a big fat Indian family. These families have approximately 100 to 200 core members. That's just the family, not the friends. So you can well understand the opportunity that lies there for things to be done. Tech integration, I totally agree with the fact of having websites, having ideas where things can be done really, really quickly. Open-air venues are rising in popularity. We don't want to be restricted into ballrooms. Open-air venues is what we are looking for. An average Indian wedding will be looking at all of these. So innovative layouts is something that is there. Social media. Is your venue seen on social media? What are people saying about it on social media? Absolutely critical. So please, when I sometimes look at hotels in Bodrum, I'm not being able to find your Instagram handles. I'm not being able to see. And the first thing that people want to do is to know, what does it look like? What's the place like? And unlike other international clients, where people will be coming maybe 2 days before a wedding, there will be 3 trips minimum before the wedding to come and recce the location. They will not come just once. They will come once to see, the second time to come and plan out the visual, the events, the third time to see what importance are they getting from the city. I promise you, the kind of things that take place, if you've seen our Bollywood films, our weddings are no different. The other important thing is, with people getting more and more busy, there is a large element of digitizing the wedding. So you will see multiple crews coming to weddings and shooting them, live streaming them. There will be some top people. An average wedding filming team for the top level weddings is paid approximately $100,000. Just the filming team. Because they want to be able to create that level of an opportunity for people. Conscious spending. When you look at Gen Z and millennials, we are 2 extremes. While we want to really show the money, they are very conscious about things like sustainability. They are wanting to find some solutions that are sustainable. There is a very well-known wedding planner in India who's now only proposing sustainable weddings. And young people are resonating with that a lot. Charity meals being given out at the end of a wedding is becoming a trend that is being seen because there is a large heart. While you've got a large heart to explore, there's also a large heart to give. Frankly, if I was to put them down, the kind of venues that people are looking for, experiences in the city, food is everything to an Indian wedding. Nowadays, we've got some friends here who've done some absolutely brilliant work in terms of food, and if you were to be able to see it, you'll get an idea of what is available, price and affordability, and the allowance of Indian rituals. Indian rituals are very complex. There's not one or two, there are many of them. Your kitchens will need to be cleansed at times. Your kitchens will require people who will be eating, who only eat pure vegetarian food. Are you willing to do that? Because really, if it is a big fat Indian wedding, it has all of these things which are ups and downs that you need to consider. These are the top destinations currently that people are looking at for India. Europe is the #1 destination at the moment. Southeast Asia, because of its proximity, a lot of people are moving to Southeast Asia. There is value for money that's available. The UAE has done a wonderful job during the pandemic of showing people that they can do weddings in a big, safe environment that exists. Thailand, an old perennial favorite, and Oman and Turkey are also emerging as venues when we did this survey with our members. There is a huge opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, that's about to come at the end of July. 28th to the 30th of July are the tentative dates for the India Event Convention. It's the largest event convention that we do, and we would love to have many of you. If you want to send any inquiries, you want to come in, please get in touch. We would love to welcome you to India, to bring you there, to show with you what IMA can do. And as the President, I really would like to take this opportunity to welcome you all and tell you, please explore India. That's the big market where the 5,000 weddings that others talk of,